BOP News at Tent City, Oklahoma City, Tent City, right outside of City Care Night Shelter. There's Oklahoma County Sheriff's. Let's get this shared out real quick. Might have a brief pause. Reconnecting. All right, give me one more second. There we go. There we go. Okay, we got the notifications out. You guys know where we are. So being that I wasn't here, I was out walking Grayson. But when I was out walking Grayson, some people from the city came by and told everyone here they had to get all their stuff out of here today. That they had to all move their stuff today. They expect them to get all this stuff moved in an hour or two, and then they were going to come cut the grass or something, I guess. We'll get that figured out. Waiting for the city to come back. We need to let them know we'll probably need about 6 or 7 trucks with trailers. We got a lot of disabled, sick people out here. I think we got 2 or 3. It's Monday. They're at appointments with either their doctors or their mental health. We have a few more that are going out later this afternoon. I believe Kelly's getting her housing voucher today. Or no, wait, she's going, we'll talk with her later. She's Diesel's mama. Kelly's that's in the motorized wheelchair. Suffered a horrible accident. But she's got her disability and everything got approved. So I know that she has some stuff. We're helping her move some of the stuff out so she can go get her own place. She doesn't have to rely on the city. She's getting a piece of property. She loves dogs, so she's just going to be getting a temporary place right now until she finds a piece of land, and she wants to just go out to a piece of land and provide a place for all the dogs. Yeah.
I'm asking you, please, like, I can't be on camera.
What? Oh, you're good? Yeah, I'm not coming over there. You're bringing me to you, brother. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, if it's about the city, that's what I'm waiting on. I want to stay live so when they come back, I can ask them questions.
I mean, I'm sure you know this.
Yeah.
I've been out here long enough where we know that when they mow the grass, it's very far through the tree line. Always either the city, the police, whatever, come out to say, just so you know, in one day, so you're prepared and you know.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. That city employee's just having a really bad day, and he came out and talked to everybody that way because he thinks he can force the issue. He's probably catching heat because this area hasn't been cut. But what we can do is secure everyone's dogs. Let's get that extra trash pushed back out, and they can come around with the weed eaters, or they can send us some weed eaters, and we'll just weed eat everything ourselves. Did you guys get told by them this morning?
What's that?
The city?
About the cleaning all this up?
Yeah.
When they gonna do it?
Well, they told everybody's got to get their stuff out and get out now that they're getting ready to come, and that's not happening, so I wouldn't worry about that. Right. I'm waiting for them to come back. I wasn't here. Okay. The episode yesterday where, boom, that'll be cleaned up. City will come through today. Actually, it's kind of weird to have a trash service just volunteer and provide it, and the people who run that will go to any of the camps and pick up all the trash. So they'll go around to the homeless camps and they'll pick up all the trash. You're supposed to have the trash bag neat in front of your tent. A lot of people, more than not, as you go and look, there are more than not, do a very good job. And over time, you see that the ones who normally were slacking, they start seeing their neighbors looking all nice, and they start looking at their place, and You know, them unclean spirits, boy, man, they start losing their hold on these people. So no, it's been really good progress. And there's no need for anyone to be up in a panic. First off, they don't have the authority. That guy who came out and told everybody that and instructed them, he doesn't have that authority to tell these people to do that at all. It's not going to happen. You know, there is a way that we can get this done, though. There's an easy way for us to get the grass cut and everything like that. People are more willing to secure their dogs, make sure we have nothing around the tents. They can come through with weed eaters really quick in no time. You know, unfortunately, we got a guy down here running a lawnmower. Let's go talk to the city. He's way down there. By the time he does a loop and comes right back up, we might catch him. But you do want to have the grass cut down and everything. And you can see where we've gotten some cut. There's a couple camps over there was cut, but there's not a lot of people that are willing to bring a weed eater out here, you know, unless they're going to do it themselves. And there's not a lot of people in the city, apparently, because JJ and everybody's been putting the word out, even in churches, saying, hey, man, if you can just head to a homeless encampment with a weed eater, you know, you go out there and just clean up around and help them. Maybe teach one of these guys how to use a weed eater and send him around to do the camp, man. You know, next thing you know, he's working for a landscaping company instead of sitting up in these tents all day doing nothing but harming themselves, you know. It's crazy. So much opportunity. The city itself, they could actually see that there are some healthy people out here that would love to jump up and feel like they're useful. And if somebody would come up and say, hey man, will you help me? They're not going to necessarily ask you, are you going to pay me? There are some that'll say that. What am I going to get? But there are others, man, they'll help. Just jump right up and help. They're out here. You have to stay out here long enough to find them. They identify themselves very easily. Well, I plan on having lunch here, so I wouldn't. I mean, don't be trying to get that stuff moved. And you can see overwhelmingly it is a majority, and there are a few, and so sometimes it just takes a while to work on that. You know, we've seen it. You know. We'll go out down here and talk to these city guys, see if I can get their boss out here. What I was told was, we'll go back to Grey Wolf, and then when they came up, they said the guy was really rude about it, you know, like saying, oh no, they had to move, and he was like really rude to them about it. And the other guy was saying that normally law enforcement will come and say, hey man, they plan on coming to cut out grass in a couple days, so you know, you guys need to have all your stuff, you know, get out of here, you know, and they end up working around the tents because most people won't leave, but some will, and it gives them room, and they can go in and cut if they can get part of the job done. Now, if the guy was rude like they all said he was, well then that's, you know, he's just having a bad day. He's probably he's got his own map. He's got to get all these medians cut. He's got to get all these creek beds cleaned down. I mean, they got to just work. That's what they're doing. I mean, they're extorting the Oklahoma City County people for this money. So they got to spend at least part of the money they're extorting everybody for to go out and cut the grass, right? We got free labor back there. I know 5 people that'll jump up, add me and 2 others. There you go. You got 8 running weed eaters. In about an hour and a half, all those little tents, they have all the grass cut all the way around it. You definitely don't want to be relocating a tent city down across from an elementary school, you know. And what we're trying to do, well, not what we're trying to do, we already got one location, and it's going to be a mixture jurisdiction where you got federal, because I love it when the feds get involved. So we got federal property, and we got a mixture of federal, city, and county, I believe. It's going to be 3 jurisdictions where we're going to be setting a group over, you know. And way it's being set up is the vulnerable and the groups that are targeted, you know, the ones that are willing to move out, we're going to move them out into small little hidden camps, no places where there's like 50 people like we did Bravo. small, manageable, hidden communities where the people already know each other, they get along, they share the same targeting. I mean, and you know, to me, this is a ideal situation to protect everybody, but also the community itself too, so everybody knows. You separate the flock, you know. Pretty soon your encampments are, you know, are designated. You know your areas where people are just trying to get housing, you know. They don't want, you know, they don't want this life. It's crazy. They did this survey I told you guys about. I'm waiting for that white supervisor truck. They did this survey that Kelly said they went out and they asked everybody who wanted to, if anybody wanted help to get into an apartment, and they said that everyone said no. Now, I haven't had anyone who's told me that they took a survey. They do remember people coming out to help, which happens every, you know, few weeks or so. Someone will come out and say, hey, are you ready to go into housing or something? But there's been no one has gone through and done a full survey. And there are people out here right now that have said since we've come out here over 3 weeks ago, that they want a place. You know, they don't want to turn it into a trap house. Some of these are older people. You guys have seen them on the other videos. There are elders. They're disabled. You know, yeah, maybe they messed around and they, you know, they fell and they did dope on the streets at one point. They don't do dope no more, and I can vouch for that. They literally won't even touch this stuff. They've either replaced it with medical marijuana or they just don't touch it anymore. They just smoke cigarettes all the time. There's one girl, all she does is smoke cigarettes. And the camps that we are, like the places we're relocating them, they're being relocated further away from elementary school. You have a targeted demographic out here, and those are going to be your registered sex offenders. Those of you know that we do homeless outreach, so you understand they're in the community in major numbers, especially in Oklahoma City. So then you have registered sex offenders, and they have to, the homeless ones just have to go and tell their caseworker, you know, where they are. Where are you sleeping in your tent or whatnot? So what we're doing is we're getting a whole group of them, and they're setting up their own encampment, and so they're going to be going off to an area where they don't feel like they're targeted. They don't have to keep moving around. They don't have to risk their caseworker, you know, getting on them because they're unstable. Everybody knows where they're at. People can still go help. The churches, there's a ministry called Hands Up Ministry that helps specifically with the sex offender cases in this area. So they have like a specific help for those that are homeless on the streets for sex crimes. And it's not just men, it's men and women. You got a really nice elementary school going up here. And like Tent City's right over there, right across there. So we told you in the beginning, even with Tent City, that we understand at some point we got to find safe places for everyone to go. But, you know, to keep scattering them and moving them around and busting them up is, first of all, it's a crime. What you're doing is criminal. These people aren't even healthy. You got a bunch of our elders over there in an uproar. They're in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. Well, I don't want to say 50s for elders. 60s and 70s up there. And they're not packing their walkers and wheelchairs and getting all their stuff together. Some of them are still completely unorganized. And all you're going to do is make them even more unorganized. There's a safe way to transition people out into a safe place where if they want help, the help knows where to go. This way they don't have to go out to areas where people don't want help. If they don't want your help and they want to be left alone, well then hey. You know, and if they're going to do things and they're going to be causing the problems, guess where law enforcement is going to be going to? Law enforcement is going to be going to the camps where people are going to cause problems. And the ones that don't aren't going to have 911 calls. They're not going to have first responders coming out for ODs. You know, and then once the flock's separated, all the city service providers, just like they did in Tucson and Phoenix and Sierra Vista, well, they all come out. That's it. We get in, we separate the flock, we put people someplace safe, but we're not going to just let you bulldoze. And there's a young lady out here you're not going to force to be relocated. There's an actual search and rescue operation on behalf of her family that our ministry is operating out here right now to help that young lady, and you're not going to put her in a bad situation. There have been some tremendous strides with her. So, and we know God's going to protect them. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is just film. Wait for these guys as supervisors. We're looking for a white city truck. Oh wait, here we go. We didn't walk down far enough. Let's go talk to one of our employees and be real nice and gentle, more than he was with them back there. We just need to explain to them that nobody's going to be packing up and relocating, but we have people willing to secure their dogs, and myself and quite a few others are going to go in any loose trash in that one camp where somebody's been relocated and threw their stuff everywhere. We'll get that cleaned up real quick, but that's a dirt patch area, anywhere they actually need to cut grass. Some of the grass has already been cut. No sense in people who've already had their grass cut to cut down the tents, tear down their tents, move everything all the way over here where they're not allowed. All they're going to end up doing is just moving right over across the street and putting their stuff here on the median, and then moving it all the way back over there, or being scattered around. And we don't want to be doing that. They're actually, you know, the city isn't very bright. The people who make decisions in the offices have no idea what the community's like they're making decisions for. Okay, we got a bigger crew down there. Let's see. Hey, where's your boss man at? Your boss man?
I don't know.
You know the guy that went over there and told everybody they had to move their tents? You guys, they were planning going over there next? Yeah. So you guys, okay, right on. Yeah, because that's what I figured, so I told them not to panic and not do anything right now. We're still trying to get weed eaters out to clean that up, and the city's, all right. I appreciate it, sir, thank you. All right. So it sounds like we just had some jackwagon. He said he don't know who told them that, but they have something else. He said that they're not going to be going over there to do this, so we're going to go back and tell everybody not to panic. We still want to talk to the jackwagon who told everybody they had to move their stuff. They're getting ready to come over here, and they said he was real rude and he doesn't like homeless. So I don't know, we'll see. That's what they said. One of them said that they don't think he likes the homeless, was his words. Don't think he likes the homeless. Maybe because of the way he was talking, I don't know. So, we don't have to worry about that right now. God is good. But maybe we're going to find that guy. Let's go get a description from the people who were told. I'm looking for him. He's going to be sitting in the truck not doing nothing. Not like a big truck that drives, you know. He's going to be sitting in some truck with a little supervisor pin badge on and not really doing anything. Just telling everybody else what to do. I doubt he even gets out and jumps on one of those lawnmowers like these guys to help out. I know a couple guys over here used to do landscaping. They probably do a better job than that supervisor did. Imagine if the city started bringing in some of these people that actually want to work. And then they start making the connections with the people that are out working and interacting with the homeless all the time. You know? But see, they don't want that merge, because that merge is going to expose the other side to something that they don't want people to feel anymore. And that's compassion. They want everyone apathetic. They want everyone apathetic, so then people just like, oh, they wash their hands of it. Because if too many people feel compassion, then our Lord moves in and the government just looks like a little insignificant piece of turd. It's like, what do we got this system for? There's no compassion from the government. They ain't going to help you unless they can generate a revenue, period. There got to be a revenue. Even when they want their grants for your guys' special little programs out there that you want those grants for. Oh yeah, they're going to help you, but they're generating revenue with all those other earmarks, with all those other secret hidden spending bills. Yeah, you're getting pennies. You're not really getting help. The American people are getting raped, so you have the illusion you're getting help from the government, so you can go out and what? Help people? You don't need the government's help to help people. Now, we can teach the city how to work with the homeless community to where the homeless community is still a free community and they're not under control of any city government or entity. That's easy. You could build an army. I mean, there's at least 1,000-something people. I've lost count of how many people I know. I'm so blessed out here, and I don't have enemies out here. I mean, there are a couple people, they don't like the recording. There are a couple people, maybe they don't like some of the things I say. I'm really hard line when I'm telling people, hey, man, put that dope down, man. You know, and I'll catch them when they're sick or where they're in between, and sometimes I'll use a harsh word that I probably shouldn't use, but I'm dead serious with that because I tell them I love them, God loves them, and I don't want to see my people dying. And I tell them where that dope's coming from. I let them know what Border Patrol's doing down there at the port of entry with the Mexican cartel, still to this very day. I let them know. That dope's still pouring in from the northern border and the southern border. There ain't no Chinese labs that manufacture that synthetic car fentanyl. There ain't no Chinese, that cake-based fentanyl that'll just, all that is just an assassination drug. You're giving something because eventually it's going to kill a person. You're no different than the pharmaceutical companies. Pharmaceutical companies do the same thing. They know those pills they give you are going to eventually kill your body, deteriorate your organs. You go in with a sinus infection, 3 years later, you got to take medicine for your kidneys, for your heart, for your lungs. You're all screwed up. And all you had was the sniffles. So I see a lot of people across America who criticize and judge people who do dope over here, and I'm not here to condemn them. I tell them, hey man, the American people judging you are hypocritical. They don't see the beam in their own eye. Got a giant plank up in their own eye. They don't even see it. So many of them criticizing, saying you guys are lazy bums. You don't want to do nothing. Well, we get them motivated. They're already doing a very good job. They're getting better. We've seen the improvement. God's doing good. He always is. He doesn't fail. And we've had some awesome people come out. We've had some great visitors. Sanchez helps me every morning get the trash. It's actually that time, so Thomas will help run with the trash. Every now and then we get Lucky out up running around. And then we got our healthy crew. We're trying to get more people, more volunteers to come out and bed themselves in tents, have their cameras ready to roll, but be able to help in little projects. There is a huge cleanup project needs to get done behind these tents. So we're looking at getting maybe 3 or 4 sets of waders to go into this little creek here and start pulling all that trash out. And then the city guy that comes and picks it up, I don't want to start saying people's names because then they get harassed online by everybody that hates me. So, but good guy's going to come and they'll come and pick everything up. We just notify them when it's ready. So we're hoping to get this done. We just need to get some waders, and I know JJ's working on a lot, but he just had that wreck the other day. We got the other equipment dropped for the one camp where we're going to be relocating the demographic to. You guys don't have to worry about it. He said he never should have came and told you guys that. He don't know why they told you that. Yeah. We're still going to come around, though, and get the stuff around the tents in case we can get some weed eaters out here. I'm gonna help not Lopez, sorry, Sanchez. Lopez is on the other side too. But I'm gonna help Sanchez. We're gonna get some of this stuff up, and then I'll wait for that. They still got about another hour over there. I can see from where they're cutting and going around, and then we'll try to catch that city guy in the truck. I need to find out what truck it was too. Nettie, did you hear the guy and see the guy who said you had to get your stuff packed and leave? Okay. They told the Gray Wolf and them at that tent. They told them. And Rhonda, did you guys see the guy who said you had to pack and leave? He's in the white trash truck. White guy, black guy? White guy? Black guy. Black guy. I just talked to city worker, yeah. I just talked to the dump truck guy, and he said that guy it wasn't him. Yeah, he said that guy shouldn't have told you guys that. He said that they're not coming over here. The city has something else different for this spot. So, would you recognize the guy if he came through here again? I want to ask him some questions because he wasn't supposed to tell you guys that. So, guys, we have that down, and I'll go live again in a minute, but I don't want to stand here and talk when there's work to get done. I want to go and help my friend over there. We're going to get some of that stuff cleaned up. No one has to. Yeah, we got to get weed eaters anyways. The bugs, you know, and there's probably trash under this grass we want to get picked up anyways. It's fine. We don't want to live in this either. So, I mean, hell, we're on the same page they are. It's just they have a tyrannical way of trying to bully people. All right. We're going to get going. God is good. This is BOP News. Louis Arthur. Got to go.